So it was going well for a pretty good amount of time. I got back home today and I spent time using Pomodoro actually because I looked into it a little bit and Pomodoro made sense for deep practice, practicing the art of getting up immediately. And it worked for 2 hours. I worked on papyrus and then I was doing research for papyrus and then I would go to my ASA thing and then I work on papyrus and go to the ASA thing. Initially, the very first time, I was pretty it was pretty calm. Like I just stopped when I need to stop. The first time I was working on papyrus, then I was working on ASA, and that was the stop felt kind of surprising. I was like, oh, I'm already in a groove. I was like, you know what, it's fine. It'll probably I'll work it out. Then came papyrus again, and that was fine as well. A little bit also like, oh, bro, like I was making progress and I had to stop, but I think I made a good amount of progress. And then came, what's it called? Then came, then came ASA for the fourth time, and I don't know what exactly happened. The bell went off like on my phone, but then the the break was paused and I saw those pause. Before you knew it, I had just been working for another like 30 minutes. So 1 hour instead of just 30 minutes. So surprisingly, I fell into the whole um, consume thing for something that I had to do, which is a good thing to be fair, or a more ideal thing than the other case. And so more ideal for me to fall into the really wanting to complete a task when it comes to something like ASA, where it actually is a responsibility, not just a personal thing that I enjoy. But at the same time, I I stopped that after a while around 9:30. I was thinking to myself, I went to go and get food. It's like, okay, you know what? Things are looking pretty chill. Like I was able to like spend most of the day well and everything. Um, from there, I told myself, you know what? I'm just going to read a paper for something that I want to do personally, not even related to papyrus, related to ASA. Before you knew it, I had read the paper or reading through the paper, and then I was looking at I don't even know what happened between then, and I was watching YouTube videos somewhere in there, and I was looking at the different agentic coding applications, Claude Code, Cursor, anti-gravity, considering between the different ones what would be best in the scenario where we have to buy and use money on that. And we had spoken about Claude, but then I looked into it, and Cursor seems to be the one that probably would give us the most cost effectiveness, and especially since we're just starting, we're just founders, and so um, that's probably one. If we end up going with anything, that's probably one we'll go with. But I realized as well that part of the reason my anti-gravity was finishing super quick is because I was running sub-agents. It feels really cool to run sub-agents if like things get completed and completed pretty well, but it's not worth it for the amount of credits that we have because it just drains through the credits. The amount of work I was able to do without sub-agents is crazy. I thought I was out of Gemini API credits. I had 10% left in my weekly, and there's so much I got done with that 10%. I made 3 changes, exporting, added button functionality to the pen, highlighter, and eraser. Added a toggle to erase, immediately go back to the pen after erasing, and added the remote connect so that you could open up the AI card on your laptop. And all of that was done on 10% of the weekly. I barely got through the 5 hour limit, and I already made that much progress. The main difference I had before is that I was running agents when working on these things, so I don't think the agent workflow is a play. Even I started running an agent on Cursor, and it just completely drowned everything. I was using the free plan, so sub agents are cool, but I don't think they make sense, especially when you're on a budget. Like there's a lot better ways to go about things instead of that. But so where are we now? It's 3:46 a.m. and I'm still up. I definitely should have gotten up earlier. I definitely kept thinking, oh, let me just finish this, since I have this, since I have that. Definitely should have stopped a lot earlier. In terms of today one was a lot more intentional up until this point, really. Um, I spent a lot less time coding. I spent a lot less time. In fact, it was the second that I realized I could code that things kind of just went all over the place. Like, things were already going all over the place, but when I realized I could code and quote unquote make progress, then it got really bad. And so I think even this 30-minute thing, I'd have to practice it explicitly with coding, because coding is the thing that I can't get off of. I was doing when I was doing Gemini research, even that I could get off of if I needed to, but coding is a different ballgame. But so that's definitely what I want to do once I get the credits back, just to practice 30 minutes then stop, 30 minutes then stop, and learn to do that rather than just like going forever and doing whatever for a prolonged amount of time. That being said, today was a bit better than yesterday. I think. What time? I don't remember what time I went to bed yesterday. A little bit better than yesterday, up until the point of coding. Up until the realization that I can make some changes. I got to work on the ASA stuff, feeling much more confident on that. At least I got a start on it. I have some direction. I know what I can do. And I also got to spend time. Oh, one thing I didn't do actually, I skipped summer theology. So I didn't go to summer theology because I hadn't actually done the module, and I thought to myself, okay, I'm not really wanting to go through all this, so that's another thing, to really just have that as something I do earlier and immediately, rather than leaving it until later, because I always do leave it until later. But yeah, that's like, those are the main things, honestly. Sleep, absolutely gone. I took a nap actually for 30 minutes when I got back. That was a smart play, except I was so tired that when I woke up, I really wanted to go back to sleep. It was bad. And even now, like, I really should prioritize my sleep more. But I've been doing this coding, now I'm recording this video, but recording more so because I said I would record. Sleep is a bit cooked right now. Was a bit more intentional. I bounded my time a little bit better, not the best. I haven't responded to most people. I did some in the morning. I made some group chats for ASA, but I haven't actually like gone further to respond to anyone. So that's something as well. And reading the Word. I prayed in the morning. I suddenly felt the urge to pray, and so I sat down and I prayed. But even now, I do need to pray. And I don't know if I'll read. I don't know how much of the Bible I'll read. Maybe I'll try and read one chapter, but I'm tired. I need to remember that where I want to go requires me to overcome this thing. And I need to remember that overcoming this thing is actually really, really important. Learning to bound my time, to remember that there's always tomorrow. But anyway, that's the spiel for now. I will update tomorrow, and I'm gonna write in the doc a little bit. Alright.